Hello and welcome back to Context Flash Game Unit. Now today we're going to be creating our title screen, our death screen, our instructions screen, and any other screens that we want. So you're going to shift click down to here, so you can select all the layers, right click and hit insert blank keyframe. Great, now we're going to do that 2 more times. Great. Now how Flash works is it's going to start on the first frame when we first open up the program, and we don't want to go straight to our game. We want to go, to our main menu. So we're going to do that again, except we're going to cut frames, go over to our third section, our third row, column, and we're going to paste frames. Make sure you have them all selected, and then paste frames. Now everything should be normal, it's just on a different layer. Don't test it, it'll do this. So don't test it. We've removed the keyframes here, so we're gonna right click them again, insert blank keyframes. There we go. Now in the first one, in all of these, we're going to add a stop code. Just like that. We're going to put it in the actions on the first frame in all of them. So the one where our actual game is, just put it at the top here. There we go. Now you guys will be making your title screen in Photoshop, but I don't have the time, so I'm just gonna write title here. And this is my title screen, isn't it beautiful? So I'm going to make a box. I'm going to right click this and convert to symbol, but instead of turning it into a movie clip like we have been lately, we're going to turn it into a button. We'll just name it play button. Now we're going to make another one, different color. In this we're going to do the exact same thing. Make sure it's a button, and we're going to call it instructions. For the button code, click the play button, go to actions, and then in the notepad document, I've saved this little code. So just paste it in, you don't need any handlers. The on release serves as the on clip event. And it just says go to and play and then a number sign, and we're going to replace that number sign with where we want to go. So this is the play button, we want to go to the third frame. So we're just going to put a 3 in there. And for the instructions screen, we're going to put same code, but we're just going to put a 2 in there, because 2 is where our instructions are going to be. Now for our death, since we don't have any enemies in this game, we're going to do a timer death. So we're going to open up the VCAM, where all our other timer code is, go to the actions there, and just underneath this timer, we're going to write if this or global.timer is less than 0, underscore root dot go to and play 4. Now we have to use the underscore root here because we're inside of a movie clip. If we weren't, we could just use regular go to and play. So now, if I run the game, I hit play, and we're not going to wait out that timer, but it'll work. It's a few seconds here. There we go. So that now we've moved on to this is the death screen. So I'm just going to show you a quick trick about animating buttons. So if you step into it and look down here in your layers, you can see that you have an up column, an over column, a down column, and a hit column. So if we insert a keyframe into over and down, we can add a little bit of a quick animation. So make sure that's an actual keyframe. So if we go to over, and we select our rectangle tool, and we'll go to the Polystar tool, and then Tool Settings. Make sure it's set on a polygon, and set our number of sides to 3. Now we'll select a color, which is the opposite of whatever we had there. And we're just going to create a new layer with all our keyframes again. There we go. And in the over position on our new layer, we're going to draw a white triangle. There we go. And in the down position, we're just going to copy that over. Make sure our x's are on the same. So this is, say, 35 by 16. So this to 35 by 16. Perfect. And now for this one, we're just going to add a little bit of black into there. Or how about red? We'll add a little bit. Or we'll just make it green. Sure. So now if we go back, when we go over it, the white play button appears, and when we click it, it turns green. You can do any sort of animation you want for that. That's just a nice, simple one. Now we're going to be getting a background for our game, so just head to Google 8-bit. I said city background, and I like this one. So we're going to view the image. Just going to copy the image, and we'll throw it into Photoshop. In Photoshop, we're just going to go File, New, and then from Clipboard, we're going to paste our image on, image size. Let's just double check in our actual game. If we go to Modify Document, so we're going to 550 by 400. 550 by 400. It may look a little different or stretched. That's okay. You won't really notice it when we actually put it in. And then Save As. And make sure you save it as something nice, like a JPEG. Save. Now in Flash, we're going to go to File, Import, Import to Library, and then choose it from whatever dialog box pops up. And there it is. So we're going to go into our VCam, and on here, we're going to create a new layer called Background. I already have it here. And we're just going to drop it on. So it's going to look pretty weird if you run the game right now. I'll show you what it looks like. Play. So that looks pretty weird. So what we're going to do is move this box just up into the corner here. Put it at the top, and we'll just sort of see how that looks. Okay, so we're good on the top, but it's a little, it's not quite wide enough. And we're just going to keep adjusting it. There, that looks good. So now, as you can see, this point box and the timer box, it's off center, or it's not off center. It's white. We don't want that. So we're going to open up the board, and the back here, see we have the white here. So we're going to click the paint can here, and this box here, this is just means invisible. So now if we go back, now if we run the game, see? So we've got a background, everything working. So this is for static background. If you want a moving background, I'll just remove this momentarily. If you want a moving background, what you're going to do is you just make a new layer under VCam, place the image that you want, and this will look awful because this background isn't meant for it, but what we're going to do is stretch it widthwise. That. Go. And the VCam, as you can see, has a white border, but we can go to that and just alpha. You can make it invisible. So now if I run the game, hit play, the background is now scrolling and you can walk along it. So you'll need a special background that looks good for that, but that's basically how you do it. Now tomorrow will probably be our last video, and what we're going to do is we're just going to do some simple enemies, and I'm going to show you how to do tweens and just simple stuff like that. I'm going to have to rush through it though, but I'll provide some links to other resources so that you can kind of learn as you go.